It is that time of the year again. It is time for a Sephora sale, and I am going to give you my recommendations of what I think that you should maybe do a double take on for the sale. I did do already like a little haul for the sale, so I will leave that video down below as well. And I will also leave all the things that I'm going to be talking about down in the description box, so do check them out in case you want to see like what was she talking about, what did she mean, which exact product was she showing. It's all going to be down in the description box. I'll also put the information about the actual sale. The sale is starting on the 1st of November for Rouge, and also on the 1st of November you'll get 30% off Sephora collection throughout the entire sale. And then on the 5th of November, the insiders and the VIB will get 15 and 10% off, and the sale will end on the 11th of November. You can buy from this sale several times. You'll just have to use the code SAVINGS either at checkout, or I think you just have to let them know when you're in the store that you want to get the discount. Basically, you just have to like tell them what your account is. I am Rouge and I've already made an order, and I do think that I will be making another one because I do think there's a couple of more things I want to do. But let's jump into the things that I think you should take, like I said, a double take on throughout the sale in case you were looking at buying something. You don't need to buy anything throughout the sale though. If you don't want to buy anything, that's totally fine too. Then this is just going to be a video of like favorites from Sephora. Do with this information as you will. I do have a full playlist as well with like Sephora recommendations, Sephora hauls, in case you want to see more things that I recommend from the sale. I still think that those things are fabulous as well. And with this specific video, I'm going to try and not repeat myself, and I'm going to try and mention like new releases and new things. And in case maybe you are looking to add something new to your collection as well, this is going to be things for the most part that has released since the last sale was basically. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the One Size Oil Sucker Primer. I'm wearing this one today. I'm actually wearing quite a few of these products today. The eye look though is actually an indie brand, and it is with Fantasy Cosmetic, a Harvest of Souls palette. That look is coming in a bit, but most of the things that I'm wearing on my face today is actually gonna be stuff that I'm mentioning in this video, so I will let you know about that as well. I have oily combo skin, and I am 40 years old, and I live in a warm climate. So I want something that really controls my oils. I want a foundation that looks healthy and like a matte, but not like a dead flat matte. And I want something that just doesn't settle into fine lines or move around on my face. And I just need something to make me look the best version of myself. And this Oil Sucker Primer sounds horrible. This is the best oil controlling primer I have ever used. It works great on me. You do have to shake it before you use it. You put it on where you want to control your oils. You leave it on without moving your face too much for about 3 minutes to really let it like dry down, and then go in with your foundation as usual. This even controls your oil for foundations that for me makes me too oily too quickly. So this is like a foundation saver as well. I cannot recommend this product enough. I think this is amazing. And if you are battling with oil control on your face, definitely try this one out in the sale. And speaking about One Size, I also really love the Turn Up the Base Full Beat Foundation. I'm going to talk about two full coverage foundations right now. I'm wearing this foundation today. I have the shade Light 40G, which is a golden undertone, and I think this is the darkest light. I'm not 100% sure. I think this works pretty good on me. I think this is a good shade for me. One Size makes amazing products for like oily skin. This one, I can wear this one even without a mattifying primer and it still looks great. 8 hours in, I don't need to blot, I don't need to babysit this foundation. It is truly just a great oil controlling matte foundation, but doesn't look like dead or doesn't feel crusty on the skin. I just, honestly, one of the better matte foundations I've ever tried. I cannot recommend this enough. And this combo, if you have oily skin, it's truly an amazing, amazing combo. I also really want to let you know about the new Easy Blur from Huda Beauty. This foundation I have in the shade Latte. It's a 300N. I think this is a light neutral with a medium undertone. I think this is a light neutral with a neutral... Huh? I think this is light medium with a neutral undertone, and I really, really enjoy this foundation. It truly blurs the skin. It makes my skin look extremely even. I don't know what magic is in this, but it really, really does work. I will say, this does not control the oils as much as like the one size does, but together with an oil controlling primer, this one holds up on me the entire day. Without an oil controlling primer, I do need to touch up after like 6 hours. It doesn't break up, but it also doesn't stay matte the entire day. But it really does look airbrushed on the skin. It is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. I also wanted to let you know about 2 concealers that has been dropping. This is the Refi concealer. This was called, I have no idea. I have no idea what this is called. It's the new one from Refi. I will put it down below. I have the shade, which is a little light, at number 6. I should probably have 1 or 2 shades darker than this one. It is a really nice concealer though. It really does give a medium full coverage. You don't have to use too much. It's very light under the eyes and it's somewhat self-setting, so you don't have to use a lot of powder. This one doesn't crease on me and looks really good under the eyes the entire day. I also have the Yummy Skin Concealer by Danessa Myricks. I'm wearing this one today in shade 8. This one has a golden undertone and I'm wearing this under the eyes today. Same here. This is a light consistency, but it is a little bit more, I don't want to say dry in consistency because that sounds so negative. It is a little bit, again, self-setting. You don't have to use that much powder, which if you have more aging under eyes like me, if you have a lot of fine lines, it actually helps to have a formula that isn't too, I'm gonna go with greasy, because sometimes those crease like a mofo and you really need to set them with a lot of powder. So if you have problems with concealers creasing, these 2 for me work really good. You don't have to use that much powder. If you have extremely dry under eyes, maybe you won't like these. But if you have a lot of fine lines and you're not like necessarily battling with dryness, these might be a good option for you as well. Now I'm going to mention something that I know some people don't like, but I love it. And that is the Liquid Bronzer by Makeup on Mario. I'm wearing this one today. A lot of people don't like this one for the exact reason why I like it. It is very gel-like. It is both a doe foot and it is a pump, so you can pump it as well. It is very transparent. So if you are looking for more like visible bronzer, I don't know if you're gonna like this, but I like this for, I'm wearing it today and I do feel like there is a sculpting going on, but it's not that visible, you know, the visible 3, you know, the thing that we were doing in 2016 with a very visible, it's not that. So if you're also looking for something effortless, easy to blend out, this is, like I said, a very gel-like formula. It's very forgiving, it's very transparent. I just will say, the thing that I've heard that people don't like about this is that people say like, it's not enough pigment. So if you're looking for that, you won't like this, but that is the reason why I like it. I'm not even gonna say like it, I love it. So if you're looking for something that you can mix into foundation as well, because it has that beautiful gel-like formula, I've used this one on foundations that are a little bit too light on me to just make them, because I feel like the undertones are so beautiful. It really is that tan undertone, but I love this one, but I'm also telling you, if you're looking for pigment, this isn't that. Oh, I also have a powder I want to talk about, and this is the Tower 28 powder. Mine says that it's in Palisade Pinks, and I'm still like contemplating if it really is. Does this look pink to you? I don't know, but it says Palisade's Pink on the back. I got this one in PR. I think this is beautiful. I know my friend Samantha uses this all over her face to like set her makeup. This one isn't oil controlling enough to be an all over face powder, but it is beautiful under the eyes. It's really like blurring and light. It sets the concealer without looking heavy. I just think that this is a beautiful under eye powder. Mine says it's pink, but I don't think that mine is pink at all. I don't know if I got the wrong one, if my PR one has the wrong sticker, or if it's just so barely pink that it's like not even visible. I do love the formula of this Tower 28 powder. I think it's great. Let's talk about a couple of cheek products that have been released that I think are really good. And one of them is the one that I'm wearing today. This is the Huda Beauty blush filter. I'm wearing Peach Sorbet and I'm wearing a highlighter on top. It is a liquid blush. It comes with a little doe foot. I love this packaging. And it is a slightly sheeny. It is not a dewy formula. It has a slight shimmer to it, but it's not metallic. I also have the shade Watermelon Pop, which is a slightly darker one. These blend together very well to make like a little ombre blush moment. I think this formula is great. I also saw that for the sale, Huda Beauty is coming out with 2 new colors of these, and I'm thinking about getting the lighter brown. It's like a darker brown and a lighter brown. I'm thinking about getting the lighter brown because I really love this formula. It is giving your cheeks almost like the blushes that I have with Cinch. There's a little bit of sheen to it without being metallic, without being glittery. I think this formula is really beautiful, and I also really like the new Pinch My Cheeks Soft Blur Cream Blush by Lawless, but especially this color. This color is Cherry Pie. It is beautiful. It is this warm, bright watermelon pink. I absolutely love this color. I've been using it quite a lot. I've been traveling with this one. If you're like me and you don't usually like pink cheeks, I definitely recommend this one. It is a beautiful poppy color, really easy to work with. This does dry down, so this is a cream blush that dries down, not to like a powdery finish, but it's definitely does not stay dewy on your cheeks. Something that does stay a little dewy on your cheeks, but I still think they're super beautiful, and especially these colors that came out for summer. Again, look at this pink. This is just slightly more cool toned bright fuchsia pink. This one is in Paradise Pink, and also this one, the orange one, is called Papaya Pop. These bright colors that came out for summer, very pigmented. I've heard that the original colors that came out were they're more muted colors and they were not as pigmented. This one you need the slightest bit to get a very pigmented result, and they don't dry down, but they also are not tacky sticky. They're more like a skincare. It feels like skincare on your cheeks. Your hair doesn't stick to it, but it doesn't fully dry down. I hope that makes sense, but I've really been enjoying these super poppy colors. I just thought that this release was a really fun one, and I've truly been enjoying them. And I also really, really enjoy the new Shimmery formula from Danessa Myrick. So these are the Yummy Skin blushes, and she came out with a Shimmery formula. This is low-key. I bought this one myself. It is a beautiful peachy, like blush highlighter hybrid. These are more metallic though. These are definitely more visible, but they're not a straight up highlighter. I would say that they're a highlighter with a base color, and that's why I would say like they're a blush highlighter hybrid, but they're beautiful. I also got this one in PR. This is Unbothered, and I have been traveling with this one, and this, you can see it's a pink base with a pink metallic like sheen to it. Absolutely beautiful. Again, a blush highlighter hybrid, more metallic, but these are beautiful. And again, they don't fully dry down, but they're not sticky, tacky. Your hair is not going to stick to them. Absolutely beautiful formula. And I also want to talk about this one. This is a little set. This is from Rare Beauty. I got this sent to me as PR. This is a little set where you get 2 different blushes. It is in Beloved and Virtue, beautiful colors, and you also get Enliven metallic highlighter. This set is stunning. These work so well together. I think they're beautiful. I did travel with these. They're beautiful. I definitely recommend this set. If you have not tried the cheek products from Rare Beauty, the liquid ones, they're high quality, and these small ones will last you a really long time. You definitely don't need to buy the big ones. And I think this set is just really good quality and beautiful colors. So I highly recommend this one. So I just wanted to let you know that, like, if you were wanting to like get a set, I want to talk about a couple of sets as well for the sale. I want to talk about a couple of sets as well, and I think this set is really beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned this highlighter or not in my last one, and now I'm like unsure if it's still like available at Sephora. But these are the Fenty highlighters. I have mine in Yum Rum. This is probably, oh my god, mine is a little bit broken, but this is one of my most used highlighters in my collection. Unfortunately, they're a little fragile, but dang, they're so good. And now I'm like, are these still available? I don't know if these was like, if this was like a limited edition drop or if they're still available. Let me double check. Oh no, they're definitely still available. It's called the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighters. Absolutely love this formula. I have several colors. I think they're beautiful. Again, they're a little bit fragile, but they're so nice on the skin. 10 out of 10 recommend. And another highlighter, again, if you can get a little bit of a discount on the Dior highlighter, this is the highlighter that I have on top, the blush today. This is the Forever Glow Maximizer. I have it in peachy. I kind of want to get another color because these are so beautiful. Again, this does have a slight undertone to it. So this isn't enough to be a blush according to me, but there's definitely a slight like base color to these highlighters, and this, it's just so beautiful. It is a peachy gold highlighter. It just looks so great on the skin. Again, it does dry down, but not fully. It is like a little bit creamy, but it doesn't transfer, and your hair will definitely not stick in it. Very beautiful, very expensive. If you can get a little bit of a discount, definitely go for it. But sometimes you do get really good quality when you buy high end, and this one is that. This is a beautiful highlighter. Let's quickly talk about eye products. I am usually not the person that always goes for like mainstream eyeshadows, but I did want to let you know that the new palette from Makeup by Mario that I just bought, that one will, of course, if you want to get a discount, it's kind of an expensive palette. The same as the new Huda Beauty palette that's being released. It's a good deal. If you can get a little money off, that's great. I usually do recommend getting like Natasha Denona on the sale. This is the I Need a Warm palette. If you like this color story, this is like a neutral brown and a warm brown palette. I would say like it's a half neutral palette, a half like more warmer leaning palette. I think this is a great quality palette if you like this color story. I have friends that absolutely adore this palette. For me, this isn't my favorite color scheme. What I will say though is that you can get 15% off Natasha Denona at any time using an affiliate code on our website. I have a code, my code is Angelica. So unless you are rouge, I wouldn't recommend buying Natasha Denona at all during the sale because you can just buy it at her website and always get 15% off. It only makes sense if you're rouge because then you can get 20% off. This is the I Need a Nude palette. I like this one personally a bit more because I feel like this one has more contrast in it. It is a little bit more exciting to me, but I usually do go for warm eyeshadow, and I wouldn't say that this is cool tone at all. On me, this is a little bit more cool tone, and I usually go for a warm palette. I just feel like this one has more contrast. I also will say that as you're seeing this video, I've already made a video about the Roxa palette, the new one. So I will leave a video about that down below. Maybe you can get that one if you were looking for it. Again, only if you're rouge, because otherwise I would just recommend to get it on her website because you can get 15% off with the code. You don't have to use mine, just use anybody's code. I think I saw a comment of somebody saying that the Roxa palette, that the codes didn't work on that. So maybe double check, but just want to let you know that for these sales, sometimes like affordable products getting 10 or 15% off, maybe it isn't like the best. Sometimes you can just get a better deal buying it from the brand itself, but sometimes with these products are a little bit more expensive, like Natasha Denona or Huda Beauty or Patrick Ta or Dior that I showed you. 10-15% can make a difference, and sometimes the return or exchange policy is easier at Sephora than some of these brand pages. So it just depends on how you like to shop. I like shopping from Sephora. I never return and I never exchange, but I still think it's nicer to just get all of the things from the same place. Let's talk about some lip products before we talk about fragrances, because I have a lot of stuff to talk about when we come to fragrances. One thing that I have been using a lot as of late is the lip balm from Flawless in Amaretto. I did travel with this one and I have used a bit. I don't know if you can see, it's down a little bit. This is on the website or on like Sephora. This looks like a darker brown, but it's not super dark on the lips. It is almost like a see-through, warmer milk chocolate. It's just a really flattering lip balm. It is not like super glossy. It is buildable. It has a sheen to it, but it's not like a gloss in a stick. I just really like this formula as like a balm. It is a lip balm with color. I think it's beautiful. Like I said, I travel with this one. I think it's stunning. Let me also quickly mention, because with the Makeup by Mario, the collection that came this summer that had these poppy colors, they also had some of these gloss in a stick. These are a gloss in a stick. One of those that like you click up. Smells really fruity and nice. I got two colors. I couldn't find the red one. It's here somewhere. This is Tangerine Glow. I also have a red one. This is a sheer, glowy, poppy gloss in a stick. They're a little bit tingly on the lips, but they're not burning. And it's just a nice, fruity color. It looks great with a lip liner, and I love these new colors. These do not have any shimmer in them, and I just really recommend them, especially the new poppy colors. They're absolutely stunning. Also, I don't see anyone talk about this formula, but this formula is stunning. This is the Benefit, I think they're called Plush Tint. I don't remember, but this is the matte lip tint. I have it in French Toast, which is like a nice brown. This is a sheer buildable matte lip tint. It's beautiful on the lips, very comfortable, looks and wears beautiful, smells really nice as well. And I want to get another color myself. I've been looking at one that's like a muted red. You know, I love colors like that. This formula is stunning. The component is really nice. You can see it's like you can see the color down here, and this goes up into this really nice white component. I've not heard a lot of people talk about that formula, but it's beautiful. I really hope you can see some more colors. I also really love the matte formula. I like the other formula too, but I like the matte formula even more from Merit. The matte that came out this year. This is Equestrian. I have a couple of shades in this formula. I think it is a beautiful, comfortable, soft matte formula that just looks incredible on the lips. This is not like a fully flat matte. It's more like a silicone-y in a good way, because sometimes people say silicone and they mean in a bad way. I mean silicone in a good way, comfort matte on the lips. This one is fully matte. These are the velvet lip, lip paints, are they called that? Lip velvets by ABH. I mentioned this in my last recommendations as well, but they have come out with even more colors since. This is Parchment, which is the one that I traveled with when I was traveling. I cannot recommend this formula enough. There are new colors that have come out. I bought 2 of the new colors. It is the best full-on matte formula I've ever tried. It's not transfer proof, but it is full-on matte, looks beautiful, wears beautiful, feels beautiful. It is just such a good formula, and I cannot hype enough. Like I really, this is a great formula. The end. If you like matte lipsticks, and if you somehow wish that matte liquid lipsticks would come back, but you also don't miss how they felt, this is the one. Let's talk about fragrances. And I do have a couple of things that I do recommend, even though I don't technically have them here in front of me, and let me explain why. One of them is that Jo Malone has a mini ginger biscuit and a mini orange bitters cologne duo. I think that this is so smart. Both of these are limited edition holiday scents. Bitter oranges literally smells like peeling an orange peel. It is such a lovely, warm, spicy orange scent. And the other one, the ginger one, smells like ginger biscuits. And it's just 2 very holiday Christmassy scents. And if you wanted to try some holiday scents, I think that this duo is a really smart one. I feel like a lot of times we don't need the full size in perfumes, and I really think that it's smart for her to have her 2 very, very popular holiday scents in this mini duo. So I definitely recommend that one. I have this one here in front of me. This is the Kayali mini fragrances that came out this summer. She now did release them as separates. You can only buy them as a set in the beginning, and now they're separates. And you can see I've used this one quite a lot, and this is the Maui in a bottle. It's so tropical and wonderful, and I don't wear scents like this always in the summer, but this is my favorite from the ones that came out. I cannot recommend this one enough. This is the one that has the sweet banana note in it, and it is a tropical, warm island scent without being a typical tropical scent. It's a little bit of a unusual twist to it because of that like sweet banana. It's so great. I also wanted to say, because I know a lot of people have been wanting these to come back, and these are the Wedding Santal fragrances that Kayali had. So this is the Wedding Velvet Santal 35 and the Wedding Silk Santal 36. These are really great scents, and they're very grown-up scents, and they're very warm. My favorite is actually this one. It's almost like a sexy rum raisin. I know, I said what I said, but it's really nice. Both of these, very warm date night scents. Neither of them is leaning extremely masculine or feminine. I have used this one. My husband has used this one. Honestly, this one leans a little bit more feminine, but if I smelled this on someone identifying as a man, I would not be surprised. So I think that both of these scents are really good, and I know that a lot of people have been waiting for these to come back, and they are back at Sephora in both full sizes and minis. I also wanted to say that I love Kayali. It's one of my favorite fragrance like houses, and I think they make really nice warm, sexy fragrances, and they had a really cool discovery layering set with just minis, and it's only $25, and I think this is a great way to just discover which Kayali fragrance is for you, because they have quite a lot of fragrances right now, so I truly recommend you trying that one. I also wanted to just say that there is Sephora Favorites travel spray perfume discovery set, and there is a cologne sampler set, and there also is a perfume sampler set. All three of these sets are different price ranges with different perfumes in there. You basically buy a pouch, and there's a bunch of different like samples in there. You try all of the samples, and in the set is a voucher. So after you've tried all the samples, you exchange the voucher at Sephora for the perfume bottle that you like the most. So let's say there are 10 samples, you decide that you like one sample the most, you take the voucher and you exchange the voucher for a full size of that perfume, except for one that is the travel spray, which is $35, and you exchange the voucher for a travel spray of one of the ones in the set. Not only is this a great gift for someone, it's also great for you. Maybe you don't know exactly what you're looking for, so you can try a bunch of different fragrances, and then you get to exchange it for a full size. And like I said, the travel one is $35, so you get all of these samples, and usually the travel sprays are more than $35, so you're getting a really good value. The cologne sampler is $95, and the other perfume sampler is also $95, and these fragrances that you get full size, almost every one of them is more than $95. So you get the pouch, you get all the samples, which is quite a lot of fragrance as well, and then you get the full size of the one. So it's really a great value. Cannot recommend it enough. I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend you trying that. If you don't 100% know what fragrance you like, or if you're gifting fragrance to someone and they haven't told you specifically what they want. I gave that cologne sampler set to my husband last year. He loved it. I feel like skipping skincare this year. If you want to hear about the skincare that I use, I basically still use what I'm talking about in my last Sephora recommendations video. So like I said, the playlist will be linked down below. Still using those things, but I wanted to mention 3 different hair products that I have been loving and that I want to talk about. One of them is out. This is the 3rd one of these, and I need to buy one myself. I actually have it in my wish list, and I think I'm gonna buy another one for me. And this is the Bumble and Bumble Thickening Dry Spun Texture Spray. This is a great texture spray that gives you texture and volume in your hair without making it sticky or overly crunchy or making it feel dirty. So I really recommend this one. I think it's really great. I also love, and I used this one today, and I've already bought it back up. I'm almost out of mine. This is the K18 Air Wash Dry Shampoo. I thought this was a scam. I think this is like a $40 dry shampoo, and I swear, and I bought this, I'm like, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I've been scammed. Why did I buy this? But this is great. Again, I used it in my hair today. Doesn't it look great? I'm on day, I don't wanna admit, that's the number I'm on. It's been a couple of days since I washed my hair. Let's just put it like that. This is not an aerosol. You shake it. You can hear there's something in here. You spritz it in. This is a pump spray, not an aerosol. It comes out wet. So your hair turns wet, honestly. And then you let it dry down. When it's dry, it just takes a couple of minutes or so. You brush it out and your hair is clean. How? Magic. I really don't understand how this works, but this is the most invisible dry shampoo I've ever used. It truly is a really great product. And the last thing that I have been really enjoying and really been using is the Amika Flash Instant Shine Mask. This is a 1-minute in-shower hair mask. I use this as a last step when I wash my hair. It has one of those like little thing. I put it in my hair, I massage it in. It smells, Amika hair products smells like Cacharel's Amore Amore. so sexy. I leave it in for 1 or 2 minutes. I like rinse it out. My hair is so soft and it feels like I've done like a leave-in treatment, but I don't have time to wait for 15 minutes for a hair mask in the shower. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have the patience for that. I wish I did. I'm never going to be adulting successfully to be the person that can wait for a 15-minute hair mask. It's not in the cards for me. That one is great. 100% recommend it. I've been talking for so long. My voice is dead. I'm heading out. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know, what is your recommendation? If you could recommend someone like a product, like, oh, I really wish you would try this one, what would you recommend? Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to check the description box for links and info about the products that I'm talking about. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. I will see you soon again in a new video. Bye.